Alright, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today I'm back with another video here. The last preseason game for the Philadelphia Flyers, and they win this one 5-2 over the New York Islanders. Really good game for the Flyers tonight. A lot of good team tendencies. That's my biggest takeaway from this game, is the amount of good team things that the Flyers did in this one. Very close to the opening night lineup. We'll go through the lines here in a second. Quick little update. No Ristolainen for this one. So the deep pairs did change from what we mentioned on Flyers warm-up, which was supposed to be York with Ristolainen. Ended up being York with Sanheim, Sealer with Andre, and Stahl with Walker. So Andre comes in, no Ristolainen. He's a little banged up. So that's interesting. Hopefully that doesn't really lead into anything. It's a week until the Flyers' first game, so I think Risto should be good to go. Lines: Farabee, Coots, Forrester, Lawton, Cates, Konechny, Tippett, Frost, Atkinson, Delorier, Paling, and Hathaway, and that line was absolutely fantastic tonight. Again, I just went through the D, and then Carter Hart was in net for the full game. Really good first period. I mean, the last two games for the Flyers, Monday and tonight, they gave up the first goal. But one of the biggest team tendencies that they had a problem with last year was they got scored first on a lot. Happened in a lot of the games. There's a lot of games you were playing from behind, hoping for a goal, trying to get something going, and sometimes it just didn't come. Sometimes they'd tie it, and then they'd give one up right back. That didn't happen. They scored. They had a power play early, couple good looks. Islanders had 1-2. Flyers had a misplay on a 2-on-1. The Islanders do score early, though. Coleman scores. It was a really good shift for the Flyers. Like, offensively, York came in, made a really nice read on the puck along the wall and kept it in. Sent it back around for Sanheim, and it just blew up on his stick. I mean, unfortunately, it was such a tough play, and what sucked about it was that it was such a nice play from Cam York that it just kind of deflated everything, and Coleman ended up scoring on the breakaway. You would have liked to have seen, Hart make a save there, but not really much you can do. I mean, tough play, but the good thing was that the fourth line, which has been really good for the Flyers, this line is incredible. I mean, you have speed, you have physical guys, you have guys that clearly read off of each other. Paling's good in the dot, and it's just like aggressive. The Flyers gave New York no room to make a play. Now, granted, this is the Flyers' basically opening night roster with a couple tweaks to the Islanders, who only had maybe a handful of regulars playing in this game. Oliver Wahlstrom, Noah Dobson, Pajot. I couldn't think of his first name for a minute. Pajot, Varlamov, a couple other guys, right? Zizekas. This was most likely, not the Islanders' full lineup. No Barzal, no Horvat, etc. So when you're looking at this, it's like, yeah, it's a huge stretch of game where it's a lot of the main guys for the Flyers. But Delorier, man, I mean, he scores this one. It's a beautiful play. I mean, it starts just with the forecheck. I mean, this is what I love about this line, is they get in and they create havoc physically. They're able to just take the puck away. I mean, they have really good sticks getting into the zone. They close out a lot of different lanes. It's very obvious because the D really has nowhere to go, because it's either that or get hit. And they end up scoring here. It was a slam dunk in time. Really, really good shift, and the Flyers tied this game at 1. Good shift after that by the Frost line. Flyers had a lot of good work on the wall, and then Cates scores. Beautiful pass from Konechny. My God. Sweet backhand pass, slam dunk for Cates, who I think had some good moments. Cates, stripping guys and even defensively, and I'm talking about just in general. Just offensively, he seemed a little snake bitten. Like, he had that chance the other night in front on the doorstep on the power play, couldn't slam it home. He ends up getting this one by Varlamov, and the Flyers have a 2-1 lead. Really good period overall. I mean, they gave up the first goal. It's just so refreshing to see them answer and then be able to just put up more pressure after that. So it's one of the good things that in the last preseason game you want to see go into the regular season, and have that for the first couple of games, and hopefully continue it for a good stretch for the season, and hopefully that kind of be the Flyers' mojo. It's one of the few things that has to change. I mean, it's you can't, obviously you have to score first. I think everybody knows that. Everyone watching this video knows that. Anyone who knows the game of hockey, playing from behind is not good. Any sport, right? So when you look at that, okay, that's one thing, but it's how you respond, right? And the good thing that's led in these past couple of games, and how the Flyers have kind of trended in the preseason, is they've had a lot of good stretches where they've been able to respond and be able to add to that. And not just add in the sense of scoring, right, and adding goals. They've done that, but they've also had a lot of play tilted in their favor. So it's been nice to see. And the Islanders, to start the second period, they get a power play. It was a hold on Sealer. I didn't love the call. I'm not going to complain about the referees because it's preseason. A lot of them could be AHL guys, maybe trying for a spot, all that stuff, right? But I didn't love the call. There was one earlier that they missed on the Flyers that I thought, and Sealer ends up getting called for this one. It was a penalty, granted, but they did miss one before that. Good play by Lawton to stop the play at the back door, and then he ended up falling on a potential breakaway. Gauthier ended up hitting the post on a one-timer. He had a really good game for the Islanders tonight, Gauthier. He was flying all over the ice. Big player, obviously can skate, he can shoot. But yeah, man, Lawton. I mean, that's another one. Like, the penalty kill, they had a lot of goals last year where it felt like the back door was just like who's there? You know what I mean? And that was one of the ones where it's like, okay, let's kind of help get the forward to kind of drop down here. And that's the one thing I've noticed a little bit on the PK is they've done that. Nice play by Andre to end up breaking up a play. And then the Islanders kind of took it to the Flyers for a little bit. But it ended up kind of shifting where they had a couple good chances, couple good looks, and they had some good zone time in for that power play, but then tip it. I mean, I said it on Flyers warm-up tonight. I was like, if there's one guy tonight that I want to actually do something, and I'm not saying actually do something, it's just I wanted to see him kind of can maybe get a goal or do something like he was doing last year, it was Owen Tippett, and he scores here. Beautiful pass by Frost. My God. Really nice play. It's just right on the tape. Tippett flies in. Finishes what he started, and 3-1 for the Flyers. This is a really good shift. Nice, good play by Frost. Frost had two really good primary assists tonight. Flyers get a power play here. Hathaway draws one. Good power play. They had a couple nice plays at the net. Then the Flyers get another one. Cates, he draws a trip. No call on Forrester to start. It was a play off the faceoff. That was a penalty. I don't know if it was a trip or a slew foot or what. I couldn't really tell because the camera was so far back out. 5-1-3, and then the Flyers, again, they get one, the eventual call. So it's 5-1-3, 4-1. Man, the power plays had a lot of good puck movement. Like, it's been one of the few things in the preseason that's been actually enjoyable to watch has been the power play. No matter who's been out there, it's like, all right, we're getting a power play. You know what I mean? I haven't been like, oh, we're getting a power play. I felt actually pretty good about it, and they ended up scoring here. 4-1, beautiful pass, man. I mean, I love that they were able to kind of switch it around, and Couturier and Atkinson were kind of switching behind the net. They didn't have a lane. They moved it around, and they put Atkinson back up at the top instead of behind the net, and it ended up working out where they were able to get Coots to kind of, open up that bumper spot because it was able to spread the Islanders out. And TK ends up scoring there. Beautiful play, 4-1, end of 2. Islanders had no shots in the last 6 minutes and 16 seconds of the first period, 8:41 of the second. I believe their first shot of the third period wasn't until around the 15, maybe 16-minute mark or so. I'd have to go back and double check. I apologize about that, but that's another thing. I mean, holding a team shotless for a long time. There was a lot of good things in this game that you just want to see carry over. I don't. Not all of them are going to, obviously. Whether it's the plays from, from the fourth line or the power play or PK, whatever I'm talking about here. The good things in this game, not all of it's going to transfer over, right? But if some of it can, and you can obviously get the goal scoring, right? There's a lot of different things here. Atkinson had a really nice back check that led to a scoring chance for the Flyers the other way for Konechny. It was a nice pass by Frost. I thought Frost had a really good game just dishing the puck out. And then the Islanders would get one back. 4-2, tough play. Pinot scores. Hart lost it in his feet. Yeah, I mean that's kind of Hart. It's the only bad. The only really bad thing about Hart's game is that the puck movement or the puck play sometimes is just like, oh my God. But again, it happens. 5-2, Atkinson, and again the response. It was a bad goal, crappy goal, and they get one right back. Frost just takes advantage of it with the speed up the middle. I was hoping that TK let it go for him because I'm like, he's flying off the bench, let him go, and he ended up getting it and slam dunk for Atkinson. Beautiful pass, man. Frost took advantage of it, found Atkinson in tight, and that was it. That was all she wrote for this one. The Flyers, again, really good game. A lot of really good tendencies, right, that you want to carry over. from the offense, right, to the forecheck from the fourth line, and even your bottom six creating offense. Really, I don't think anyone played bad tonight. They created a lot of offense. They had some good breakouts. A couple turnovers here and there, but it didn't lead into much. Power play had some good movement. They get another power play goal. Penalty kill. It's a good end to the preseason. For what you started on that Monday, 6-0, where you, I don't even think had one legit quality scoring chance, to now, miles better. So they finished the preseason 3-2-1. A lot of good moments, and we'll see Monday, because Monday's going to be a big day. Going to be some cuts. They're like 26 right now. There's, you have Sandstrom. John Rundle, Avon is still included in that because he's injured, and then there's a lot of little things that kind of play into this. Obviously, the Brink and Forrester conversation. So we'll see. It'll be very interesting. Again, the fourth line, I have to think that stays together. I mean, then you have Allison too. So a lot of questions have to be asked, and I think tonight was a good game for some guys, and I think that fourth line kind of proved that they kind of have to stay together too. So we will see. Let me know your guys' thoughts below. Remember to check out Flyers Warm Up, the pregame podcast that I do every game before with Bill Meltzer from NHL.com. Again, a lot of good moments in this one. Thanks everybody again for all the support. Make sure to check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and all of my personal socials, and then check out Maher Media, the banner behind me, all the stuff that we do from the website to all the content from the articles and everything else. Check out all that as well. Thanks everybody again. I can't talk for all the support as always. My name is Chris, and I will talk to you all again soon.